Familiar, you're familiar. So if you don't know by now, then you should probably get familiar.
Hi students, this is the second part. Okay, so now in this part 2, so let us discuss the concept called Galilean transformations. Okay, so now what do you mean by Galilean transformations? So first of all, I would like to tell you, so these are some kind of relations of the coordinates what you are measuring with respect to a particular frame of reference. Okay, in the last video we have discussed already what is frame of reference. Okay, so just let me recall once again what do you mean by a frame of reference. So it is a system or it is considered as an observer. So with respect to that observer, we are going to take the measurements. So let us say it may be a position of a particle. Okay, it may be a particle may be at rest or it may be moving. So you are going to find the position of a particle with respect to a origin in a coordinate system. Let us say a coordinate system is in space, three-dimensional space. What are the coordinate system? We can have the coordinate system as x, y and z. Three mutual perpendicular axes will be considered as a coordinate system. So with respect to the origin of that coordinate system, we are going to measure the position of a particle in the space. Okay, if it is at rest, so we need how many coordinates? We need x, y and z. That's all. That's it, isn't it? So suppose if the particle is moving, we need four coordinates. What are the four coordinates? X, y, z and as well as time. Because with respect to time, the position may be changing. So you need to consider the time parameter also. Okay. Now, suppose if I consider the measurement of a position of a particle or an event, let us say an event. Okay. So now with respect to two observers, because it is a comparison, Galilean transformation is basically a comparison between the two measurements, okay, by the two observers. So what do you mean by the two observers? Then, so you have to differentiate the observers, right? So what do you mean by the differentiation? So one observer, let us consider a rest, one observer may be at rest, okay, let us consider one of the observer is at rest and other observer is moving, okay, so that what is the difference between the two observers? One is at rest, okay, measuring the event in the space, and the same measurement is done by another observer who is moving, okay, so in a particular direction, let us say along x axis or y axis or z axis in general. Okay, let us consider for simplicity the observer is moving in one direction, okay, then you take both the measurements and then compare. So that comparison equations, what you call the comparison equations is the Galilean transformations. So with the condition, the moving observer should not move with the velocity greater than velocity of light. Is it clear? So consider the observer is moving with the velocity, okay, less than the velocity of light. Okay, should not be more. Okay, the small velocity we will consider first. In that case, we'll apply the Galilean transformations are applicable. Clear? So now, so this is the measurement between the two coordinates, the equations, whatever the equations we get after comparison, so which connect the measurements of position and time. Okay, for position x, y, z are the coordinates and time is another parameter of an event in two inertial frames of reference. You have to consider two inertial frames of reference in relative motion. So that means compared to two inertial frames, one of the inertial frame is moving, then it is called relative motion. Okay, so inertial frame of reference in relative motion with respect to each other with a velocity very small, as compared to the velocity of light. Okay, then they are called actually the Galilean transformations. Okay, Galilean transformation equations or Galilean transformations in general. Okay, now, so just with this small diagram we can try to understand what I told. See, we have the frame of reference called x, okay, x, y, z. So O is the observer for that, right? Origin acts as observer. So you have to imagine that the observer is standing at the origin and who is taking the measurement of the given event here. So where is that event? At the point P. Okay, so to describe the position and with respect to time t, so we need to consider the four coordinates with respect to the coordinate system x, y, z. Now this x, y, z coordinate system, I will call it as the frame S. We will name that frame of reference as S. So now this frame of reference is assumed to be fixed. It is a fixed frame of reference. Now another frame of reference, as I told, should be considered moving along x-axis itself. Okay, now what is that coordinate system? You see x dash, y dash and z dash. So this frame of reference I will call it as the moving frame of reference s dash. Okay, so this frame of reference is moving with what velocity now? V. Okay, as per the condition, the velocity should be very much smaller than the velocity of light. Okay, now that moving frame of reference s dash is approaching towards the event P. Now with respect to S, fixed frame of reference, and this moving frame of reference, what are the coordinates? So if the coordinates are considered as, let us say, x, y, z, t with respect to fixed frame of reference S, and x dash, y dash, z dash and t dash with respect to moving frame of reference S dash, then we have to relate these parameters or these coordinates. So that relation between x, y, z, t, x dash, y dash, z dash, t dash is called the Galilean transformation equations. Clear? Now let us try to obtain the relation between these coordinates. Okay? Okay, now look at the figure here. So where I am considering once again the two coordinate systems in which, so one of the frame of reference S is fixed here. So frame of reference S is having the coordinates, okay, x, y and z, and that is assumed as fixed here, correct? So fixed frame of reference. And other frame of reference, that is S dash. Okay, so this is assumed to be moving. So that is given by x dash, y dash and z dash. Now, so with this consideration of two coordinate system, so they are moving relative to each other. Okay, so the measurements should be done for an event at point P. Okay, so for the example, let us consider this event is a glowing bulb. Let us say the bulb is glowing at the point P. Okay, that means at a fixed point we have a bulb here, so that is glowing. The moment it starts glowing, so you have to measure the event with respect to x, y, z and x dash, y dash and z dash. Okay, so what are that measurements are called? Actually they are called space-time coordinates. Space-time coordinates. So now let us consider first of all the coordinates s and s dash are initially they are coinciding. So that means, so before moving the frame of reference S dash, okay, the origin O dash is coinciding with O. So consider the observer O dash is coinciding with O. Then if you take the space time coordinates of the event P, is there any change in the measurement? No, because with respect to S, whatever the measurements you take it as x, y, z and t, and even with respect to S dash also x dash, y dash, z dash, t dash, so both will be same. With respect to S and with respect to S dash, all the coordinates, space-time coordinates will be same as long as both the frames are coinciding. So what do you mean by that? Coinciding means at time t equal to 0. Initially you consider that event that measurements at time t equal to 0. Okay, so after some time, so I said only one of the frame is moving here, which is that S dash. S dash is moving. Okay, after some time t, okay, the frame is leaving the origin O and moving up to certain distance O dash, right? S dash is moving from O to O dash. Then you look at the measurements. Okay, whatever the measurement you take, x, y, z, t will be same for fixed frame of reference. With respect to S dash, again we have the measurements like x dash, y dash, z dash and t dash. Now in this case, once the frame is moving up to certain distance after some time t, okay, so the coordinates will not be same. Okay, there is a difference in measurements. That is what you have to consider. So you have to derive the difference between the space-time coordinates between measured from S and moving from S dash. Okay, now after, as I told, after the time interval t, consider from that point. Okay, initially they are coinciding, O and O dash are coinciding, measurements will be same. Now what I want here is when the frame S dash is moving with some velocity v, as I told, velocity v should be less than velocity of light. Okay, so event is fixed here, but frame is moving towards the event, correct? So that event is nothing but glowing bulb, as I said. Okay, now after time t, after the time interval t, what is the distance between O and O dash with respect to fixed frame of reference, we can see that, so origin O and O dash is equal to, so the distance between O and O dash will be equal to the product of velocity into time, because we are measuring the distance here, okay. So velocity is equal to distance by time, as the frame is moving with the velocity v in time t, so we can take the distance as distance traveled by the frame s dash is equal to now the product of velocity into time vt, correct. Then you write the distance O to P. So what I want here is O to P measured from the fixed frame of reference, right. So that is equal to what? OP is given by, so as per the geometry, so O dash plus O dash to P, correct. So write that equation here. OP is equal to total distance, that is OP is equal to O dash plus O dash P, correct, O dash P. Then substitute the coordinates as per the fixed frame of reference. OP is equal to the distance of the event point P with respect to frame of reference S, that is given by x only, right. So you can write it as OP is equal to x. Similarly O dash, okay, now O dash was initially coinciding with O, now it is moving with some distance, okay. So what is the distance given by Vt, so you can just substitute O dash is equal to Vt. And then O dash P, so next further from the frame of reference S dash, O dash to P, so this distance is equal to what? So that is just measured by the moving frame of reference S dash of the event P only, isn't it? So that is equal to, so x dash it is actually, so let it be O dash P is equal to x dash, correct. So now what do you get here? Coordinate x is equal to Vt plus x dash. Either you can write in the form of x is equal to Vt plus x dash, or I want the relation for x dash after moving the frame, isn't it? So rewrite the equation for x dash now. So x dash is equal to what? By rearranging the equation, you will get x minus Vt. So this is very important here. There is a difference in the coordinate system along x-axis. According to the moving frame of reference, x dash is the measurement of the event P, and that is not equal to x here, not equal to x. As long as they are coinciding, x dash is equal to x only. But now the frame s dash is moving with respect to O with the velocity v, so therefore the coordinate x dash is equal to x minus Vt. That is the equation 1 for you, okay. Then further, so what is the difference between the measurement of the same point P with respect to the axis y and y dash, z and z dash? Because the frame is moving along x-axis only, so there is no change in the measurement of the parallel axis. So y and y dash are parallel to each other, z and z dash also parallel to each other, right. So therefore we can write, since the transverse axis remains parallel, that is y to y dash and z to z dash remains parallel to each other, so we can write the coordinates y dash is equal to y and z dash is equal to z only. No change in that measurement with respect to s and s dash, right. And similarly, so in the Galilean transformation, so whatever the time measurement, that event, the glowing of bulb, measured with respect to s and s dash, even though they are moving, okay, so moving with a small velocity, then the time measurement is assumed to be invariant here, no change in that. So therefore we can write as the time measurement is invariant in Galilean transformation, so you can write t dash measured by s dash actually is equal to t only, t dash is equal to t only. Then all you consider put together, what is the relation between x dash, y dash, z dash and t dash, okay. So that set of transformation equations from s to s dash are given by, see from this equation 1, x dash is equal to x minus Vt, okay. So moving frame of reference measurements are x dash, y dash, z dash, t dash. So x dash is equal to x minus Vt, y dash is equal to y, z dash is equal to z, and t dash is equal to t only. So no change in all other parameters except the coordinate measurements along x-axis only, that is x dash is equal to x minus Vt. So this set of equations are called Galilean transformation equations, okay. Now suppose in this example actually s dash is considered as moving with respect to s along x-axis, right. Suppose if I assume the frame of reference s is moving with respect to s dash. So initially s and s dash, as I said, they are coinciding at the point O itself, isn't it? O and O dash are coinciding like this. So at time t equal to 0. Suppose if I assume there should be a relative motion, that's it, isn't it? Relative motion. Suppose if s is moving, s dash is fixed, then what are the equations? So then you have to assume that the frame of reference s is moving in the negative x-axis, okay, minus x-axis, whereas s dash is fixed at point O. Okay, so is it clear? The frame s dash is moving in the left side direction, s dash is fixed in the moving opposite direction, let us say. Then what is the Galilean transformation equations? So you have to just consider the same equations by rearranging the first equation only. Okay, see, from this set of equations 2 you will get x is equal to what then? See, as I said here, x is equal to, so you can write it as now x is equal to x dash plus vt, right? So just rearrange the equation here, x is equal to x dash plus vt, and y dash is equal to, y is equal to y dash, z is equal to z, t is equal to t dash. So I mean, so after rearranging the equation for x, you will get x dash plus vt, minus vt becomes plus vt here. Then just you write the equation for y z t as same as y dash z dash t dash. So these are called actually the inverse transformation equations, inverse Galilean transformation equations. So these are actually Galilean transformation equations. So if you assume the frame of reference is moving in the negative x-axis, one of the frame is moving in the negative x-axis, then you will get inverse Galilean transformation equations. Okay, inverse Galilean transformation equations are given by the set of equations 3. Is it clear? Okay. Okay, now in the next video, so I will discuss what is the importance of Galilean transformations, to consider what are the parameters to be considered as invariant. Okay, so which parameter is variant, which parameter is invariant according to Galilean transformations. Okay, so see you in the next video then.